Welcome back to the channel. My name is Wong. Today, it is a very hot day and we are dressed appropriately for this occasion. But we're also showcasing a very special car. It's been something that's been highly requested here on the channel. And so this is it, guys. This is a 2007 FN2 Honda Civic Type R, and it's a beautiful example, very tastefully done up, and it is far from its factory form, as you guys can probably tell. This is a car that received a lot of criticism when it was first released. However, I believe that with that Type R nameplate, it makes it a very special car. So we're gonna find out just how good or how bad the FN2 Civic Type R is. If you're enjoying the content thus far and you wanna see more builds, car reviews here on YouTube, consider subscribing to the channel. And guys, let's get into this walk around. So as you guys can see on the front end, this car has been very tastefully enhanced. It's got a J's Racing carbon fiber front. It's got Mugen grille parts here, as well as a Seeker carbon fiber front lip spoiler. And it really adds to the aggression of the FN2. Already from factory, it's quite a futuristic looking car. It kind of looks like a spaceship, but now it looks like a very angry and aggressive one. And you can see the canards here. It just all adds to the racing Type R element that the Honda always has in its nature. You know, that red badge just harks back to Honda's F1 racing technology. Let's make our way around and you guys can see that this car is tastefully stanced on a set of TE37 SLs, and they're concave all round. And behind the spokes, you can see just peeping in the back, the spoon calipers. These wheels are also wrapped in some Advan 808Rs. So just a really great grip package, and I can't wait to see how it drives out here on the road. So definitely stay tuned for that. But if we make our way around again, you can see the side profile of the FN2. It was from this car that they started to follow this trend of having a more futuristic look. And I really like that. Although it's very different to the EP3 and the EK9, I think it's just a little bit different. If we make our way over to the back end, you guys can see it's really tough. You've got this Mugen wing that towers over the rear, really adds to the downforce. It's a really triangular shaped design. You can see with the exhaust tips and the tail lights. Although not to everyone's preference, I think it stands out and definitely looks unique. It's also enhanced with this diffuser and this tow hook here. Just really good touches for the track. Now, this car has a very special engine under the bonnet. And let's go check that out, guys, because it's making a fair bit of power. This right here is a fully done up K24 bottom end, K20 head Frankenstein engine. It's never been opened before. It's only got bolt-ons, and with a Honda ECU, an SBS ported and polished intake, a big throttle body, and a bunch of other tasteful goodies like a J's Racing full catback exhaust. And enhancing all of those things together, it's got Teen Flex Z coilovers with the M Factory 1.5 way LSD. It makes a grand total of 152 kilowatts of power at just the front wheels, just a tick over 200 horsepower. From factory, this engine received a whole lot of flack because it only made a little bit more power than the EP3. However, now, in its current form, it would be an absolute riot. I can't wait to experience this car and see what it's all about, and we're gonna put to bed all the myths about the FN2 Civic Type R. Guys, let's get straight into it. This is it, guys. Finally jumping in the FN2 Civic Type R. It's been a long time coming. Can't wait to see how this car drives. It's a real snug cabin in here because of the Recaro RSG seats, but they feel so good already. The clutch is nice and easy. As soon as you hop into the FN2 Civic Type R, there is a whole lot of technology just surrounding this entire cabin. Everything just curves around you like you're piloting a jet. Very much like a Supra. There's a lot of gauges pointing directly at you. You've got an aftermarket set of Defi gauges. Tachometers right smack bang in front of you. You've got the speedometer a little bit further away. You've got the air conditioning controls here. And it's all right at your fingertips. I've currently got the windows down. This car is a little bit on the louder side. You've got a J's Racing 70 RS exhaust all the way through, and it's paired to that K24 bottom end with that K20 head. A lot of you have wanted to see this car, and today we're going to be experiencing it. Finally, it is going to be really, really good. I can already tell. This car sounds awesome. Wow, this car is a very heavily modified example. It's got everything that you can practically do It's a showcase of one of the finest examples that we've got out here. The handling has been tastefully done up on a set of Teen Flex Z coilovers, really compliant over the street, and when you want it to be very stiff and orientated for track driving and spirited driving, you can do that at the comfort of the cabin. It's got an EDFC controller which you can control right out of your fingertips. Let's see how it is with a set of corners out here on the road. It's really nice and loud. The K20 just sounds a little bit different in this FN2. It just sounds a little bit more snarly and high pitched, but very mechanical of a car. The pedals are floor mounted in the FN2. It feels a little bit more cumbersome, and you can definitely feel that extra 100 kilos of weight, but when you're really pushing this car, it still tucks right into the corner and it feels very communicative of a chassis. It's still very mild modification in terms of suspension and handling, and immediately it's really quite confidence inspiring. I wouldn't say it handles as well as an EK9. It's definitely added a lot of weight when compared to that car, but the soundtrack of the K series engine in this car is just lovely. It's a little bit drony with the J70RS, but it revs out to 8,500 RPM, and this motor has been put together by Elusive Racing, and it's making 152 front wheel kilowatts of power, 200 wheel horsepower. And at the end of the day, if you find a little bit of traffic and you put the car over into 6th gear, it's quiet, it's comfortable, it's really practical of a car. The owner has a Recaro baby seat and he takes his kids out in this car as well. And the plastics are a little bit cheaper, but it's a cabin that doesn't feel as Spartan as the older Type Rs. It's much more inviting. The car is a lot more livable in the sense that it's just a little bit more refined. I don't know, there's a lot of negative criticism about the FN2 because it wasn't faster than the EP3 that it replaced, and it also lacked that independent rear suspension in the rear because they've gone away with that and put in a torsion rear bar. Though, when you're actually pushing this car out here on the street, you don't actually feel it. I think when you're buckling down in this car and you're really extracting that final millisecond out of the track, I think that's when you're going to be able to find that point of difference. But if you're just driving the car out on the street, it still has that Type R heritage and the DNA. I really like that K-Frank engine, just a bucket load of torque throughout the entire rev band, and it just invites you to rev it out. That soundtrack feels really good. You can really learn with this car. The suspension has been so well tuned. It's got a 1.5 way M factory LSD, and it just hooks right up. Of a car, but it's not a bad vehicle in the way that it handles. You know, immediately I feel really comfortable in the FN2. I like it, guys. I can't really say that it's the worst Type R, it's just different. It's a balanced example that really blends the characteristics of a good commuter and a daily driver with performance if you want it as well. And because of all the negativity surrounding the FN2, it has really made it a very affordable Civic Type R. To pick one up here in Australia, you're looking at spending about $10,000, and they stretch up all the way to about $25,000 for a late model championship weight example with an LSD. If you had to compare it to an FD2 Civic Type R, I think if you're looking for downright performance, handling, and trying to reach that Type R essence of just being a really great driver's car, I think the FD2R takes the cake. But you have to remember, it's essentially double the price, and for double the money, you're not really getting double the performance. So it really just depends on what you're looking for in a Type R, but for what you're getting here, I think it's really great value for money. Wow, that sounds so good. Look at it, just handle these corners. A little bit of torque steer, but it really communicates to you with what the owner has set up this car with. 808Rs, T coilovers, and as it rolls on these T37 SLs, it just looks so aggressive, and you don't see too many FN2Rs done up to this caliber and finish. I really think it's one of the best examples out here, and I really want to say a huge thank you to the owner, Alan, for allowing me to showcase this example out here today. It really has been a treat, and it's made me grow to appreciate the FN2R in so many more ways. If you guys enjoyed this video, please be sure to smash the thumbs up button. In the comments below, tell me what you like about the FN2 Civic Type R, and as well as that, consider subscribing to the channel. And I'll catch you guys in the next video. Please take care. Bye for now.